Okay, so let's take a look at this first problem. This is the quiz, week 6 quiz on section 3.5 on implicit differentiation. God, I should have did this before I did that last section. So it says use implicit differentiation on this 2xy. And we're taking it with respect to x. So here we have to use the product rule. Do you see the product rule? If you remember product rule on your notes, when you multiply two items together for the product rule, right here. The product rule, I'm just going to write it down, was F times G equals F prime G plus F G prime. So if I call this F and this G, over here, F equals 2x, F prime equals 2, G equals y, and G prime equals y prime. By the way, we're taking it with respect to x. We're taking the derivative with respect to x. So if the derivative of y is just 1, derivative of y is just 1, but we just say 1 y prime. Because we're taking it, I shouldn't have done that. The derivative of y is just y prime then. So if I look at this problem and say this, first f prime is 2. G is just y plus f is 2x, and y prime is just y prime. The derivative of y is y prime. So when I take the derivative of this, I get 2y plus 2. Sorry, that's, where's it? Oh, that's it right there. 2y plus 2x y prime, and the derivative of 9 is 0. So when using implicit differentiation, we have to isolate the y. I get the 2y to the other side by subtracting 2y to both sides. And I get 2xy prime equals negative 2y. Then I divide both sides by 2x. And y prime equals negative 2y over 2x. These cancel, and the answer is just negative y over x. Right there. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So just implicit differentiation. So I'm going to do the next one. Let's go down and take a look. Using implicit differentiation, once again, let's take the derivative of this. Well, let me put it all up here. By the way, this problem that I'm doing right now is really similar to one that's on the test. So I hope everybody's watching this and understands this. So the derivative of this with respect to x is 4x to the third. We don't have to put x prime because we're taking it with respect to x. X prime equals 1. The derivative of 7x is just 7. Now here we have to use the product rule again, F and G. Remember the formula, I have to always refer to the formula, so I put it in the same order as the formula because I always use my own. It doesn't matter since you're adding them. The product rule says F prime G plus F G prime when you do F times G. So, and I like to just put it on the side. F is 6x, so F prime is 6. Y is, or G is y, and G prime is Y prime. So when we put this using the product rule, we get, I'm going to put it F prime G plus FG prime. So F prime is 6 times G, which is 6Y, plus F is 6X, and G prime is Y prime. And then we're going to take the derivative of this, negative 7y6, y prime, since we're taking the derivative with respect to x, and the derivative of 9 is 0. So we use the product rule for this. Next, we want to isolate the y primes. That means I want to take everything else to the other side. I subtract this, I subtract this, I subtract this. On the left-hand side, I keep this. On the right side, everything else goes over there where the changes the sign. Factor out a y prime. And then we're left with 6x minus 7y6. And then, oh wait, this is just factoring out. That's not equals. We just factor that out. And then I just divide this over to the other side. What is that? Y1 or y prime? And that should be our answer. Let's see. Negative 4. There's only, or was there another answer down below? How many answers we got? Yeah. So, I mean, I could spot the answer right away, I think. Let's see if all the signs are correct. Negative 4. No, that's not right. See, they have the negative down here. Do you see that it's opposite sign? So, and then if the negative went down to the bottom, then this changes to a positive, this changes to a positive, this changes to a positive. This would be the correct answer then. See, they just brought the negative that was in all of these. They factored out the negative and they put it down there in the bottom. So that is the correct answer. That looks like the correct answer to me. Because they all have to be the same sign. They're all the same sign here. They're all the same sign here. These are different signs, different signs. These are all the same, but when you bring it over, something has to change the negative, and they change the bottom to a negative. So that is the correct answer. And finally, the last one. I think there were only 3. Yeah, only 3 problems. Derivative of sine. If you go to the formula sheet, well, let me write it over here. Sine x plus 7 cosine 14y equals 2. The derivative of sine on our formula sheet, derivative of sine is cosine. And we're taking it with respect to x, so we don't have to put an x prime. Here, derivative of cosine of 14y. By the way, if I say y equals 7 cosine of 14y, it's the same thing as saying y equals 7 cosine of u. The cosine of u is 7 sine u. By the way, you have to put a negative, right? The derivative of cosine is negative sine. And then u du. U is 14y. Over here, u equals 14y. So du equals just 14. So this becomes negative 7 sine u du, and du is 14. And so u is, sorry. Oh, I can change that now. This plus minus changes just to a minus. 14 times 7, sure that's 98. Negative 7 times 14 is a negative 98. Sine u, and u was 14y. And this was 0 equals 0. I missed something there. I'm missing something. I'm missing the actual y prime. Y prime is what we're actually looking for. So it should have been, oh, there should times y prime. Because we're doing the derivative of x, y prime. So I get the cosine to the other side by subtracting cosine. Sine 14y, y prime equals negative cosine x. And then if I divide, I put this on the bottom, I divide it, negative 98 sine 14y. Negative, negative changes to a positive. And we should have something like this. That's wrong because it's negative right there. So the hardest part, I think, was, well, it really wasn't that hard, but when you take the derivative of this, you had to use integrate by parts, because that becomes the cosine of u. And don't forget the du. The du then would have been 14. So you had to multiply an extra 14 in here. And that's how you got that 98. 7 times 14 is 98. And that is that. Did that make sense? Hopefully that helped.
Yes, sir.
Good, good, good. That's implicit differentiation. I wish I would have did that in class for everybody.